We back, baby. We back with the bell. We back like Mokwata. Batswana le Africa ka bophara re dumedisa ka pula. From the capital, the station is now the ultimate power in the universe, baby. Overview Radio, bring you Overview podcast with myself and my boy Chief goes behind the lens and fella and Fraser the motherfucking DJ and the overviewers, man. You know, we here, we hip and happening. We're back with another bang. Balabaya, what?
Balabaya, but baya.
What ke makaya?
This game ke makaya. Di laga ke di tire.
Kgosi se chava pizza saya.
Exactly, man.
You know, yeah, man. We here. My name is Badubi. As you already know, there's always a ghost behind the lens.
Like my boy said, Chief Ghost is the name, man. We outside, but we're still in this building. Yeah. I see what you brought back Setlhomo into the building.
Yeah, man. We're doing part 2 with none other than Setlhomo Raymond Tshwanelang.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, my nigga. Once again, part 2.
Power in the universe.
Can I get round 2?
Can I get round 2 and a part 2?
Boss.
I think get on 2 or
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, like it's super good to have you here. You know, like we hardly invite people over like for part 2, ne? Yeah, do like we do quite like how one like rego pizza here like do like we do like your part 1 was very much interesting. Quite like we and the overviewers like we want some more of you. You know.
Oh, that's amazing. I get go tsona le ngwanyana ali le dating yanta. Ha go invite late obedi. You know that I did something well there mo first dating or nka tswelela ya bobedi.
Most definitely. I wanna kind like la obedi tse ya ntla round I wanna must stay, you know. You know how it goes. Yeah, man. Welcome back, bro. Like how have you been?
I've been doing well, Joey. I've been doing well. I hope lo now too would recent.
Yeah, I do like you travel a lot between Africa and Europe. Like what's going on? Like what are you looking for, dog?
Hard to tell. I'm looking for business opportunities, career-wise and family-wise. I mean, my family is here. I was born, bred here. And also, my better half, so that's why ke bereka go tsamaya ke boa ke re ke ska ka la ruri ke togela bana ko morago
so like your girlfriend stays here.
Let me not comment on that, but something along those lines.
So like how is the long distance relationship thing though? I mean do like you have like an ocean
yes, separating us.
You know, separating you. Like it's not like Motaso ke Jozi Gaboroni or Francistown Gaborone whatsoever. Dude, like this one is huge, you know. We are the flight, my 15,000, my 20,000, like to get to each other. Like how is it like?
You know, love is something that most of us we don't understand, Joey.
Yeah.
And I think my first relationship that was long distance, the girl was in the US and Anikilemo Botswana. And that was my first longest relationship. I have done it before.
Like first longest?
Yes, that was what the most longest. Oh, you mean
like the distance?
Yeah, now I'm in that distance. I'm in Ireland and my better half. Omo Botswana. So not Gaborone. I get Gaborone. Obviously, Gaborone is the capital city, but yeah, risky, but it's not in Gaborone. Of course, we say Gaborone as the center of business. But I think as a man, it tests your resilience. It also tests your loyalty, your faith, and what you want in life. And I think it's something that has tested my loyalty a lot, and something that has, when you are torn apart, like I've had many opportunities where I come from, that made me get hit when I go about the opportunity, like you can't move on. I think that's why most people bite about it. o rata comment thata mo dikganyeng tsa Botswana ko move on. Let bangwe ba rena kana ha ka tsamaya ruri. For me it's hard because there is love behind. You know, love is something that would always pull you back. Like sometimes when I left Botswana in 2017, I wanted to go for a very long time or for good. Actually, I once told my grandmama when I was young that someday go to Botswana ke a tsamaya ruri. Unfortunately, I found love, and love kept me coming back and keeps me coming back. And,
so, wait, doctor, like, are you saying that there's, okay, how love or like from one person? So, like, this love?
Generally, actually, my first relationship in Botswana, I had not been dating Botswana. I took my last heartbreak in 2017. And then until about 2020, that's when I 2020, I think 2020. That's when I gave Botswana as in a chance, and then since then I had been hooked up. As to whether it has been one person or many people, that one, let me not talk about it. But hella, it has been such a journey for me of love, of loving home. I think having experience for like 3 years, other culture or data you know what, there are many things that so, and now what I think here made me to have visions that I never had, and ideas, dreams. Of course, I had plans. I thought, you know what, maybe to relocate entirely, but then you realize that I think my love is not just something that can be relocated. It's, you know, it's something that has to be, that I have to endure for as long as I believe I live, or eventually I hope the Lord may help me or relocate back to Botswana for good.
Yeah, do like
Europe for business.
Yeah, like if there's one thing that you always emphasize so many times, like it's the type of woman that you want, because of that, or stuff like that. So like, is she like the ideal woman that you want?
Many
right
women
now,
that
like,
I have been with
already.
Many women that I have been with actually. Truly speaking, it's either nang thatswetsang ainela kgotsa nang kapela. If she's not good with the other, she's always good. The reason why I emphasize on those is that in the 3 or 4 years that I have dated non-Botswana is that with them, they are more like they don't understand anything about patriarchy or African culture. So therefore, to them it's like 50-50 in practice, quarter to the point where by lale cohabita, yo mongwe duela 50% rent, 50% rent, even the bills you split.
For real?
Yes, that's how it is. Of course, some people might say, oh, but now Botswana they don't want responsibility. But for me, like when otaola pile ebe motho ha ora o mo letsa thamawa pese wena o ba renya o to wika pele wena kana ngwantse o thapa can you iron my shirt, I'm heading out somewhere, and then motho a teng a ba gonna dingalo. So now the manner in which I was raised is that so therefore I have always felt like other culture how you grew up and how you view life. So you feel like, this is the culture that I can't change. But back home I know that there are good women who were raised well and men who were raised well. Like obviously if a woman does that for me, I also have to provide financially, materially, and of course even love-wise I need to be most of us would expect a woman to wash and do everything for us when provide. Has to show or make it play the role, the physical element of it, security side, assurance side, and everything.
Yeah. Lastly, Irish women or Botswana women?
Botswana women.
Bava.
The best.
Number 1.
Top.
And also they have Nyas.
Yes. Yeah, man. I can see that you are rocking on Netlungwanaka. Like, yeah, you even gave them a shout out, Maloba Kibwana, like on the socials and all that. And I always see that whenever you are this side, like you always receive the love and all that. I mean, people are always gifting you and all that. I mean, How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like a sort of a royal, because every time most things won't be mine, or hello le nna gantsi ke a enela ba bangwe
Rabanyana against Taku.
Yeah, gore le nna ke a banela go le bona ba ikatlege or something here, like it's all about sharing love. So I receive so much love and warmth and that makes me feel like, you know, I belong here. And that's the spirit who love and who gift a lot.
Can you say that you are famous now? Like around here? I mean, like, how it's around, like, do you receive the love from people?
Yeah.
I mean, like, do they recognize you and they Setlhomo?
Yes, many does, just that not for me. Or when I social media, when I'm outside, I feel like that two characters.
Yeah.
The one for social media and the one for people. Sometimes when I go into an office or wherever, some people would want to treat me like with differently. Yeah. Out of fear or I just want to be treated like any other person or because I believe that, yes, of course, social media would always be a point, a human sort of a platform.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to receive equal treatment, fair treatment, and of course, best treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes it can be because or everyone mind their business. So sometimes hey, and then we say to or something. Of course, sometimes your mind is preoccupied with something. You gotta stop and share love so that life can go on.
Like you mentioned something earlier on, or the reason why you live abroad, but your content is mostly based in here, is because of the love that you left behind. You know, I've seen like a few people questioning could you cannot just go abroad to a better place and all that, and then we wanna focus back what goes on thing. Probably there's some sort of unhappiness calling things, stuff like that. Wawan. So are you happy where you are now?
I'm so much happy. Actually, right now, I can't even wait to go back there. If you remember, our grandparents or grandfathers used to work in South African gold mines back in the days. And each and every time they'll come back, go back Sadimba bone, kana mo Botswana, ko di farmons abone yalo yalo. It's not like they were not happy in South Africa. South Africa provided them with sort of luxury that Botswana, kana South Africa was more advanced or developed than us. Korene mo thubila gongwe abona ba through me fly shoe ko South Africa kwano e si yo hotelele gongwe ile one hela mo ga borone, but go sena even tarred roads, but they still came back to here. It wasn't that there were no luxury there. It was because of, I think, also patriotism. They loved Botswana more than any other things. Most of us are Botswana, harate Botswana. I feel like I like to Matlabana Boragate, kana tlokwen Boragate. Ke ska thola ke bua ka Botswana or any person who buang kwa or frustrated where they are. No. Actually, you know, everything, even if I'm to return, let's say in a few months for good, my kids would study in Europe. Actually, I would want them to experience life in Europe. Any person, I would want them to have an experience or an exposure. It gives you so much. The man that I am today wasn't the man that I was when I first left. I learned so much, and I think I'm far much better and exposed and experienced than many people. Not because or anything, but because of the environment. Private school, medium. Private school will be exposed to certain things than Ronabatswana. So then I got to experience those things. I got to compare even the system in place, even everything career-wise, opportunities. Like I used to be so raw in many things, and now I feel like much as I'm still, but I feel like I can make certain decisions. Unfortunately, it's hard to destroy my patriotism. I wish someday ka Botswana be ke lebala ka Botswana for good, but unfortunately it's very, very, I have tried many times. I think I've realized that I love Botswana a lot when I wasn't here. And so many people have to experience that. Botswana wa go tena gampe go gonka bo letsatsi ka bo eng le kwano, but the minute you leave, like after 3-6 months, yeah, ka bo kwete, but after that you start missing even bono bo kwete. You start le gape and solidify your love for Botswana. The reason I say this is that ha ke so mo Botswana, wherever I go, ga sa thologote Setlhomo. One of the things that always pops in is that, which country are you from? Where are you from? I have to constantly say Botswana. No matter what I can get in a hile ke nna hela ke re Botswana. Gore ke nna e leng gore I have to be the ambassador of my country. I have to speak good things about my country. So I represent Botswana in a number of ways. So that thing e hela leader gore onne so attached to Botswana because ba le bone ba go tsaya ka motswa kwa mo go bone ga o motho a bone la ha ka fake accent ta bone, but at the end of the day when you feel certain things ha go ngwana go te passport gore eventually that thing solidify your love for the country. Gore heaven go hana no ke gone ke feeling gape sometimes how when you travel you realize how Botswana passport is being treated, le how Botswana ha motho go te Botswana, wow, Botswana, that's quite a nice country. Could you realize that even visa process you realize that the people appreciate or love Botswana, they respect, whereas other African nationals would face certain difficulties in traveling, everything. Rona re le Botswana so that's something that makes me appreciate our country.
Dude, like you once mentioned of how big or relevant William Last KRM is out in Europe.
He is. That boy is
like
so
how
big.
So?
It's so big. Like I've heard his name many times across, even in towns that you wouldn't expect. I think it is because of TikTok, because most people are on TikTok. Actually, last month or a few weeks back, he was in the US where he received so much love. And the most interesting part was that he received some award in the US, while in Botswana,
he lost it.
He lost it. Koro kila bana mo goteng kore ha o bala le baebela ke re gore a re mo profite ga nke a tuma mo ga bona o tuma kwana kore we ipotsa gore that made the awards irrelevant such that kore even in years ha ba re ba ka mo enela nna ha ke le neng ka e gana kore go tshwana le red rama boy ba mo enela a sule mirla tselane ba sa mo enele kore bona gore these people are trying to revive the integrity that is not there of the awards ka ene ha bona motho a khona go tutiwa ko ba America, you know, being awarded. I mean, he was up against one of the TikTokers, I forgot his name, one of the most followed. Kebby Lime and everything. So he's so big, man. He's so big.
So you mean that like you can just walk into a store or like a restaurant and then you'd say
no, if like, definitely you know this guy. Like, no. If how about whenever they ask, sometimes we're having conversation and then you say I'm from Botswana, then they would be triggered and then they would ask you about William. They might mention them, like especially the youngsters. Also, you know, Botswana, that many things that I remember about Botswana. I remember also in one pub when I was there, I was speaking with some old folk. You know, it's a book.
I don't like that bullshit movie.
Yes, it's so popular there. It was one of the things that made the book. Actually, I can't nearly book about
a segment.
Book. Yes, the film, the radio, or the side. It had been translated. The book was translated in many languages in Europe, and also it was made into sort of a radio show. And then also on the film, but unfortunately, it's quite embarrassing. But yeah, I've heard about it.
So like for someone who stays in Europe or Ireland or whatsoever, who would you say would be the perfect ambassador for Botswana international? Internationally.
Internationally. It also depends on what are we exactly marketing and which age group are we targeting. Like for example, you look at South Africa, they use Trevor Noah as their ambassador. South Africa used him to promote some of their tourism.
Tourism.
You see, his audience is vast, and there are people with money people with power, people with influence, people who are well-traveled. Some of them even own private jets. Whereas some might seem, when their audience is people by struggle. So it's very much difficult to quantify.
Okay, fine. So name four figures that you feel like they would.
It would be hard to come up with names, but I think Willam would be one of them. I'm also trying to think of who could be, and maybe our sportsmen, especially
Tebogo,
and then maybe our sportsmen as well, and sportswomen, and then and some of them who are not kana matateng gantsi re na re lebetse batho ba visible on Facebook. Some of them are there on LinkedIn. Kore ke go molong ga re bona ha ba tsebole ka go le bone le ka go buana bo gona le ba bangwe ke a ba lebala who are doing well and who I believe that could could represent Botswana, especially when it comes to matters of health. Some of them I always see them more traveling across the world.
Like Virginia Chepete.
Yeah, Virginia Chepete, who I truly admire. She's doing good in many spaces.
Kante, is Ireland part of UK?
Ireland, it's not part of the UK, but there is something that is part of the UK, which is Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland,
So Ireland, it's separate. Ireland, Botswana and South Africa. So Botswana, Ireland, South Africa, and UK, and Ghana UK, UK Ram hats. Amanzi bone bo Wales, bone bo Northern Ireland, England, Scotland. So Ronali UK as in the only the Northern Ireland, it's a land between Northern and Ireland. But it's just if you travel, it's just like flying from here to Johannesburg.
Okay. The reason why I brought the UK issue up is because I get it currently, like we have like a number of Botswana going to UK. And I feel like there was that issue about Stacy Nyame, like that you do like made do like a huge commentary on. Go bua gore kana ga go UK ha go nne ba ngwe ba re go annega gore go nna ge go nnana le with this exodus from Botswana to UK, how is it like in UK? Go annega Botswana ba khona go nna because like there are so many issues survive I mean like some like by take some like they get involved in some like illegal stuff and illegal this and that, and like that's something that you're very vocal on Stacy like what was the issue on about, and can you kindly let us know the whole situation?
First of all, I would like to give something that may interest the Motswana High, especially those who have always wanted to travel. As a matter of fact, it's the first time I would be saying this here. So back and notebook so that whenever they want to travel, they can always refer maybe to this podcast. I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Ireland, so I understand more about that system. My research was also on immigration, so I understand more about traveling part, lady visas thing. Actually, I even did an internship immigration. So more immigration. So benefit to travel to the UK. In the UK, or in Europe, basically, as in UK, Ireland, things are not as green as we present them to be. In the sense that today, if you work as a carer, which is usually the care assistant, even in a restaurant, these menial jobs, it's difficult. Right now, when I'm traveling soon there, in a week or two, I can find one if So it's much easier to find menial jobs. And menial jobs are quite the place is not as fancy as you would have loved, but they are there. Whereas the only menial job that you can find
for someone who doesn't understand, like what are menial jobs?
Menial jobs are for example, working more the restauranteng, working gongwe le mo di hoteleng o thusa o cleaner gongwe
more like gap in jobs,
yes, and then which mostly people would say student jobs, and then ha gongwe le bo delivery ha le gore o deliverela this thing mo gongwe thata the main source of employment or the source of employer most of batswana ke the care assistant bone ya ka ithele bangwe ba khoba kana ga se gore most of them all of them ba dila le bana ba golo ba makgwa ba thapisa. No, it's a quite broad ga se gore ba thakola bana ba golo gona le like ko mahatseng how ngwana gongwe bangwe bana le bo autism ba bangwe gongwe bana mo mental health yalo ba bangwe gongwe le ba golo mme motho a teng a thokana le just hela ke rona ko gae ba se di ba golo ba nna le rona hela ka any other so that ba gongwe ba nna le bone helalo ba ba thokomela making sure gore gongwe ga bawe gongwe ba ja ka nako gongwe ba nwa the meds ka nako yalo so they deal with a variety of population. Le nna la hankalo la ke le gone kwa I am entitled gore ke ka nna le care ha le gore ga ke na like ke sna motho yo ke nna lene ha ke lwala the state can support me to have a care. Ke ntse ke le active yala na be ke lwala go Setlhomo go nne le car accident ha o ka kwa nna le no si goromente ha le gore o ntse kwa semolao goromente ona le that part e leng gore o ka go support le wena o kgona o ipatela care assistant ba nna a go thusa gore hele kana ngwe ke robehile le bogo gore hanga ka kgona go apa hanga ka kgona gongwe go nna ke thapa sente nna o nthuse gore gongwe o nthuse gore ke thape yalo. So it's a society that is quite advanced when it comes to health, especially even mental health. Whereas rona ko go rona ta bona gongwe le ngwana le a hela a sa ithusi ko re motho ha lwala kana le mogolo a thusiwa o feel the support. Sometimes it's just the push motivation helalo. So that's really about them. So now in terms of them Kabo Stacy, the issue was that she was in detention. And then gorela gore one le ba bangwe and newspapers wrote about them. And then I commented her actually at first and ke sympathize alene. And then well eventually gorela gore
she deserved it, huh?
Yeah, she's beautiful. I mean,
hey, she's beautiful. Eh?
Yeah, she's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, like out of 10. Yeah. Out of 10, like
and she's so beautiful. She's so
like
beautiful.
she's a what out of 10? Like a 10 or a 9, a 7?
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah, she's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so we can sympathize the lane, and then I think we can make a comment. Some they didn't like it, and then that led me to dig further. Yes, indeed, she was detained, and then I also even I think something that relates to the police. I even had access to it. Then then people were better stamp in the UK or in Ireland. Stamp I have received many thousands and thousands of letters with no stamps. The only thing that has to be there is how on a letter that's it. So go super hala gore na detain ibile right now because she went there. Anyway, I'm not supposed to say this because it looks like it might think like I'm out for her, but
no, you're not out for her.
No. I mean, it will put me on a corner.
I just asked I wish her
well. Yes,
yeah, no,
she's
like
in terms of Hobereka. No Bereka.
Yeah.
Ebile ke tsela ke re mona ka go be kudu ya lekgetho. Ebile ke tsela ke re ha ile gore gongwe bangwe ba re gongwe dira something shady. No, she won't be doing that. Most 99% of batswana la ha ke sa itse botshelo no. Actually ebile nka go tatameletse ke re 99% ya batswana ba go mahatseng ba iperekela. It's only that bontsi ba teng ba tshaba gore kana go ka Setlhomo bereka mo kitchening kana ke le cleaner gore la gore la go ntshega. So when it comes to gore Setlhomo bereka o leng ke tabo ke tshaba go disclose gore no I work as this there. So bontsi ba bona ba tshaba gone mo mme hela 99% of them they work. Ha ile gore go ngwana le bangwe ba iteng ba diridiwanyana I just about 1%. Le gone dio tse neng gore di thola di dirwa mo gaborone ebile gongwe di dirwa le dintse re bona batho ba sentene beke le beke ba kwa ga gongwe ya boele go nwa ba nna hela but le gone kana like for example you see about Europe is that Europe you can't lack food, you can't lack toiletry, you can't lack clothes. Those things are the most cheapest. kore ke rela gore le nna ke khona go khaba mo ipotsang gore ko mo nona la madi a kae because those things hela ha o iperekela la hela tiro e senya sepe they are the most cheapest dijo tsa kwa di cheap kore even internet for example the internet that I spent here for the last 6 weeks that I've been here it would have been enough for the amount would have been enough to cover 6 months bill it's a rent tsa my electricity tsa my internet ke le gone kwa that's how dilo di turang ka teng go tswa hela ha ke tsena ha some of these fancy restaurants in Botswana it's more expensive than kwana nyathe ke tsena hela be ke sa lebile gore ke kwano like sometimes ke khona bitha ke spend 1.5 me gampe go ga ke enwe e le gore hela it was just a lunch only one of my friends hela be go tsengwa descended yes go like going on a date here it's more expensive than going on a date go Europe how bereka gore motho o bereka kwano le motho o bereka kwa hayo la ya kore kwana khona wa dating almost 4 times a week kwano ke was about once and twice a month ke ra ha le gore gongwe ga o tsokolwa pende le itshuletseng kana ha le gore o bereka hela mid career hela e leng gore ga di amogedisi thata bontsi ba tsone di hela di dira gore batho ba kwano ba ka re tshela fake life kwana things ha go ta entertainment le alcohol ya kwa cheap gona le ya kwano same as in South Africa bojalo bo cheap gona le kwano
and apparently alcohol akwa like it's more heavier than the other side is it so like in terms of gotare and all that I know yakwa it's lighter than yakwa
gongwe cause another thing that I can comment on is Coke yakwa e busula gona la kwa yakwa no ka re isukirinyana leaving the food hela nna tsa kwa mona na maro na mona
yeah like I've heard that
so most times. Of that I think ha ba ke re kana bone ke I mean the soil pula bojang the environment plays a part in many things as well as dijo tse di jiwang yalo le gore bone processing ya bone it's much different than us rona gampe gore ha re mogodung o ne le moswanyana this and that gore re hantse re sela nna to me even though I'm not a health expert ke feel gore re ja dijo tse di clean tse leng gore is in the nutritional whereas kwana re ja junk food more tse leng gore the plastic and that dijo gona le bo obesity ba bantsi whereas kwana re sena bo obesity ba bantsi yes so gore la gore that dijo gona le kwana malwetse a tshelwang thata ko mahatseng ke mahatsa a leng gore nka gore a kere ke lifestyle diseases whereas mo Botswana ke jwa le huma thata gore o khona go bitela gore re tsama malwetse a go tswang ke le
di kotwana
ya gore ya bonesa meao ela yes re tabra atlasa hela gore ke rela gore some of them might be mehela
so like in terms of going back to like I would like you to educate us gore go iragalanda among the Botswana community in the UK because apparently kore ha o le Motswana and then you go there you should stay away from fellow Botswana because something I don't know what like they're going to reach you out kind of something bad like is likely to happen to you what do like they are not their brothers keepers there you know maybe like they wish or something bad se go iragalo whatsoever lesson story is about Stacy that time apparently some people ratted her out on something because they were jealous of her and like I could see so many comments coming in but about hey like how na go UK stay away from fellow Botswana they're going to rate you out on blah yada this and that so like rate you out more like that's something that I'm failing to understand you know like how is it like they got like harena re le Batswana re ile for hase like like really for hase le ra go understand that apparently we're not supposed like I'm not supposed to be close le Batswana ba bangwe ibile le motho ke leng close le mo tshwanetse go mo tshepa go tswa go ema because he or she might turn on me kamoso like what's going on
na bontsi ba Batswana like 99% of Batswana ba nna go mahatseng ke ba nna mo Facebook and like that my Facebook friends I think my friends kwana they are less than 10 and out of le one ba less than 10 I think 3 ke bona ba nkaren ra close I don't even attend Christmas parties tsa Batswana I don't attend ya gampe go ke tsamayana ka bo Christmas I don't even attend those part of it being that bontsi ba batho ba kwa women than men.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
would
that's
explain a
another
lot of
factor.
things.
Okay, yeah.
Gore why go ntse jalo ha kere ba setsana boneta bogote Jane or whosoever the girl we tshwere ka lekgwalele. And then gore la gore ga gongwe ba nna jalase. Ha kere kana gape this is the interesting part is that as a woman going in a foreign source foreign community is that gore o bone lorato some ba like gona ra tsenela ngwana be ba makgwa ba mokgathegela o mongwe ene ba khona se ke ba mokgathegela kana khona kgathela ke ba ileng go lena ha ba kgathegele gorela gore
so like Stacy
obviously Stacy would be any man would be from any society would be interested as much as I am interested. I mean, not you either. So therefore gorela go batho ba mokgathegela ha ba mokgathegela Stacy ba la bantsi ba bangwe ba ileng gore bona ba kgathegelwe e hella ena le huha mo go bone gore go ro Stacy o kgathegelwa ka gore gongwe ene o khona gore a setse thupula a ba a thapa ba nna monte gore ba nna ka gore ba gongwe ba mo flogela e be nna jala si yona te go le nna kana I wish ba nna ba ka mo flogela because how le kwana a kere bone ba sa di ga se gantse ba iphosetsa rona ba nna obviously how le gone kwa like in white girl will be interested hela mo motho wa re wa motho mo nsho itsang sente kana o thapangana wherever you are like le wena gape khona go you can like hit on people but mostsana gonna disparate nyana gape mo ha le mostsana also it keeps you at losing end. Some guys still bats and hela gore go ngwe ba ipatala just to have fun and then go and how in a foreign country you are there to build a life. You can't every day kana every week another guy. It's quite you need to be kana you are there go hasela, you are there to change the background to go to one thing. So me hela batswana ba nkwa na the few ba nkileng ka uto di kgang ka bone hela e ka re ga ba ratane le botshelo and le nna nkile a rena go nkile go re hela nane ba ntsha ba ne ke gona utwa go tene ba ntsheba jalo dio tsene di sa nna sente but na ga kena tsala ibile di kgantsa teng ne di ska di ngutse botho ka ne di sennete. Most people don't know me, they only see me on social media and I think that thing has helped me a lot and le motswana o tswang nka mora ke re ha le gore wa kwa to keep them at arm length gongwe a ne kora anne kora ha le gore o etse kwa sekolo for example a le ke thata go itsalanya le ba ileng sekolong me ha le gore o etse kwa haseli ke ba leng gore o ile hasela a ba tshepe me a ska ba tshepa thata a tshepe modimo wa gagwe.
Why? Because
ga se batho ba ratanalang botshelo unlike other communities. In other communities, I mean right now it's very hard mo Botswana. Most people who go abroad they go there on a visitor's visa, I think tourist visa, depending on which country you visit. Bangwa visa tourist visa, bangwa visa visitors visa. So most of them they do not have the legal right to work. So they don't have the legal right to work or most things. So the Zimbabweans in Botswana, majority of them they do not have the legal right to work, but they have the legal right to stay in Botswana and to visit a family. So therefore, how hasela handsalo you gotta be careful on how you move around because some people have read stories the immigration or the home office or whatever the title it is in a country immigration or kana shlomo o mo lehatse mme shlomo ga ana dipampiri bile o nna go bokae kae
like a tip you like highly likely wa go tip you off ke Batswana ba.
Yes, actually that's something that happened ka bo Stacy. It was something I'm not sure whether ke Batswana ba bangwe khotsa ke because it looks like they had a bar fight or something go di bareng yalo people would have disagreements but bone ba etsa personally bele gore ba go report. That's how the immigration authorities were alerted, or the home office in the UK as it is called. So it is something around that ebele gore koro hela go tshwanela mmele mo Botswana. I mean today if you are working for an organization whatever motho mongwe be le lo mana go mo Facebook nkana go di bareng o khona go go employering a go ba re Setlhomo itsayana le yana kwana no boneta ba ya ko the immigration yana ha ne gongwe le rona bo Setlhomo our status se sentse a longa bo gongwe re sa bolo go goela ka nka bo setse re di potile but yeah mehela nna ba bangwe ba tswana ba kwano I encourage them. There are so many opportunities in Europe, especially LinkedIn. I inspired a few people, kana encourage them to apply. Some of them are now working in the UK, Ireland. Some are studying there. Relocate the center. That way it gives you peace of mind. Or ke bone tiro nyana kwa, ke bone skolo nyana kwa, ke bone yalo yalo.
Would you encourage us to relocate the podcast to UK? Hey, dog, that's a no.
it's you see, I get it. Every society has its own dynamics.
Yeah.
So, depending on what you would be working on,
or depending on the game plan,
or what would be your content, on what are you targeting. I encourage people who relocate to have a market, to research well, and also because internet gives us everything. Then from there, then you can relocate or you cannot relocate because online, you provide online services. Relocate story. But I don't want people to pack their bags and say, because you might be disappointed. Things might not look green as they are. And then I've heard people, some people, I resign. Some have encouraged them. I'll just go there. Even if I take a leave about 2 months unpaid, and visit a friend just to go experience life there.
Yeah.
And then decide what I mean. Then from there, you know what? I visited my friend. It was for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I enjoyed the weather. I loved everything. Then you make up your mind. You might not like the weather. You might not like the food. You might not like it because there is so much to explore. In because how you like school, every experience, then from there, you can decide how it's a school. I'm working here, I'm going back home.
Yeah, no, definitely. Coming back to B-Dub now, I mean, hey, dog, you've had between the last time we had you here and now, you've had a whole lot of social media standoffs as usual. You know, and one of the people that you had a standoff with Moeladilotlhoko. The other day, this week, on Wednesday, you know what he's arrested.
Yes.
He's arrested for yara stuff like that, and then now poster. Yeah, we are people are calling you to intervene, yara stuff like that. And then at first you helped him out, now you are out. What's up with you and Moeladilotlhoko?
Tota hela nna le Moeladilotlhoko was that really after his first arrest, we were more like brother. Actually, I even spoke to his mom, even the current lawyer. I'm the one actually who recommended, even passed the number, even financially I did contribute to them to see because lawyer engaged I think he's one of the
lie, bro.
That lawyer. No, that he's not a lawyer.
No, I mean what you're the one who helped out everything and you even contributed money.
Yeah, no, yes, I did. I did contribute.
What for real?
Yes, I mean I supported him. He was facing injustice. The lawyer that he had engaged ne lawyer so apply bail go court was kept on remand for quite long and it was not the right thing so I'm the one who brought the lawyer.
That lawyer who went
not I paid him but I did contribute. So I'm the one actually who spoke to him, even shared his number le mmagwe Moeladilotlhoko tshepo ke ne ke bua le mmagwe ebile mmagwe ke motsadi hello thatang o le nna ke maratang o ke mototang. That's how it was. Le ne re ne ra hella re bua Moeladilotlhoko. He even appreciate me on his page. We were more like a brother on many things. About many issues. The only problem with him was that he's stubborn as I am. Right. o na nna di fallout tse dintsi le bang some of his employees ene re ko la gape ha o commenta ngwa joke ene o taba etsa ka mahata. He was not a man kore I don't like someone who is always right. Yes, I'm always right le nna ba thang ba khona o rialo, but to people ba leng gore I relate to on a personal basis or personal level, I try to accommodate their views about me, their differences, and he never accommodated that. Of course, he has the right. Nerla ha batho bangwe bata kana monna o re tsetse madi a 500 pula a re rong kholotela sekoloto sa 700 pula ba se diragatse ha ke molletse ha ke reng ha ke mmolella yalo o tabare batho ba monna da been paid go ntshenya leina yalo yalo.
Also like the people like they were complaining go ho wena.
Yes, some of them on Facebook. On Facebook, be ke comment hela ka mongwe le mongwe be nna yone tota ibile the genesis of it was that now ke be ke comment o mongwe le gore na go le go fight crime ke kana go alne ke comment again because he used to throw shades towards me. Ya bo nna ene na sans kimela le bo Ndina Chenjeta and others. After everything ibile abua gore ene in his view was that I was persecuting Ndinaye o leng gore ona tsetse batswana madi a le mantsi be le gore batswana ba le 7 ba ouna le la kuku bangwe ba ouna pudi ba le 7 ha o ba bolela o le ka ouna kuku le ka ouna pudi le 7 kana gore ha ne ke sa imisa skimi sa teng right now gongwe motswana ba le 3 ke gona no ba komba una pudi ya no ba se ba go kwetsegile because kana pudi go bua ka go mo go tsalang ga bedi mo ngwageng mme le gona go tsala ga bedi mo ngwageng gona le luba ka le go godimana gona le di gore dipotsane di iswe. It's something that farming hela ka bone it's quite intensive. So what he did, his model tota hela ne le gore ke ene na huma ba tswana bone ba o sotega gore motswana would have taken about 5 years gore a nne le pudi go nekwa. And in that 5 years, you'd have lost them all. So, ene Moeladilotlhoko na feel gore I was hired go senyeletsa Ndina his friend. When he met Ndina kana ba bua, Ndina he's a charmer. He's an intelligent guy. So he managed gore amo brainwash. Gore elong gore na I mean all scammers are very very sweet. They are very charming. How also botalo ka feel gore motho ona wa kelwa. So aba hela motsa so hila motsa aba no nga ndika le bone bo Motaso bo mang ke be ke nna ke rogwa ke butswa gore hey ke a ithekisa go mahatseng ke mohaladi ke gay hey what ke raboko all those things that he said. Nna ha ke mora ke evidence ya gore o kolota semamang ibile go duetse 5,000. This cause actually he owe people more than 150,000. Motsering hela mo go bone le bangwe ba bopeu. Yes. O madi hela mantsi tsa mo go bonare ke a go tsela sekoloto go Setlhomo ha tswa ha di jalo kana ha ma update mme ha re ke ile go Setlhomo go padile go nnela. Actually nna can you need to have something like a spreadsheet or a book elong gore Setlhomo ha o tsere 500 pula gore matala sekoloto o bo kwala e be after a week or two bo mo ha progress Setlhomo la ka text message re ile go joy gore re go collect sekoloto joy ya re mo he 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months re taba re boela go ene le wena ha tswa mo spreadsheet ngwa tengwa kwa la gore yana I wanted him to grow his brand is on a debt collection. Le gongwa ba bereka
licensed
most of these things is a debt collector are not licensed. I don't even think mo Botswana. It's just simply hela gore ha ke letsa go Moeladilotlhoko o ke go kolota ke da bo ke tsoga gore wa ngo expose on Facebook mbe ke go duela. So nna ne ke batile gore ke ne ke eleditse ke ska re ke batile ka gore ke gagwe ne ke eleditse gore o ka hella go ngwa bereka le some lawyer me gore some files tsa ma 20,000 ma 10,000 e be di passiwa to that lawyer gore nna sort of legal aid nyana e leng gore batho ba leng gore ba afford ba ta bo ba nna under Moeladilotlhoko scheme le gone mo e se mo go ntseng jana mo go tselwa batswana madi gore mo go ntse yana ke pyramid scheme nyana Ponzi scheme e leng gore go tselwa batswana ba sa thaloganyeng madi. So nna ile ke mo gakolla as a brother abe nna gore ke jealous ke nna ke rugiwa ke buiwa. That is why right now when he's a tshwere ke mapodisi ya ka go tshwere ka la bararwana nna ke ne ke sena kgathego ya go bua sepe ka gore ne ke toga ke ta ke rugiwa gote ke eng gote ke jealous ibile o na nna ra batho ara am competing with him. My guy I've been to university.
You are damn educated.
So, you know, kana o bona how tsene ka khoro a madikwele. Ke sa re ke nyatsa motsana o mongwe. O hella o nna le gore so se eletsang. Ke ka se ka eletsa gore ke tsamaye mo strateng ke role tupi. Na ke eletsa gore be ke le mo office nyana le di ekhone. Eleng gore re go tsena gape batho ba ngobamela. Ka gore university hela ka bo yone go dira gore o aime dio tse di go godimo. Ga ke eletsa gore be ke tsamaya mona be ke simola go te whatever uncle of the nation. No. Ke eletsa gore batho re ba bua le nna ba bua le messenger wa me kana ba bua le secretary ya me kana PA ya me. Ke tsone se ke se eletsa mo botshelo. So ga ke eletse gore be ke tsamaya ke tsama thupula. Even my model right now I'm launching a perfume business. My model of business, 90% of his audience, they can't even afford my model of business. How many
percent?
So like 90% of them cannot. Ke batogolo ke bo malome ke bo rakgadi ke bo nnake ke my age mates, but unfortunately they are not my target customers. So therefore a re ke ha mo jalasetsa nna ne ke sa mo jalasetsa le gampe go ga ke mo jalasetsa because batho ba mo surroundileng ga se batho ba an surroundileng ga se batho ba leng gore ke ka anywa sepe mo go bone ke batswana ba leng gore ke ba utwela bothoko se tsela e ba samayang ka yone ke tsela e nkileng ka e tsamaya ke tsela e leng gore e tsamaya ke bangwe le ba masika me le ba ditsala tsa me e leng gore ke eletsa ba ka tswa mo go yone. So why would I then batho ba leng wa tsamaya mo ditshwaregong ba leng gore bone today joy ke sa ha gote sengwe ngwana o nyeletse bone ebile ba akanya gore re ka tshuba sengwe le sengwe gore rutiwe nna ba ke ba an surroundileng ke batho ba leng gore some of them have careers, have everything. They know what we are going to involve the law. If the law fails us, we are going to engage private investigators. We're going to, even if we were to protest, I mean, none ke protest ko le ko madikolo. Me ha ka go to Setlhomo na tshuba madikolo. Ne re khona go tshuba mo tseleng matselana just trying to do that. Me ne re sa tshubi a classroom. Ne re sa tshubi this thing ko re go tshuba. Ebile ha se kana ebile nna then we are students, so we are still young, but yana ha so ta ho itile bo 25. There are ways of communicating right now yana hantse re bua last week ko mo lepolle no to go subiditse meeting. That was the time ya gore ba kwena le ba ne bo Moeladilotlhoko ba ya teng ba go protesta go Kgosi gore Kgosi re bata wa emela ka dinao ore mo motseng wa rona anong ke ile Kgosi ke a tlhalosa gore from this day onwards ga go se tholo go bolawa motho ga se tholo go nna le sethabelo hela motho a bolawa sethabelo se teng a sena go bereka ke le Kgosi ke ntsha molaetsa o nona gore ela gore ka Kgosi ke ene leng gore he would have nullified every covenant e ta tholang e dirwa every covenant ha e dirwa it wasn't going to be effective because Kgosi o ntshitse taolo gore Kgosi mo Botswana as such ena le seriti e leng gore gampe go ha ke rapella pula gore e ne kgwedi enena hela ha morahi o dumelana na pula ya gona that's highly Kgosi ya batho so ke yone protest ba go bana ba e dirile ko mo lepolle Kgosi ya bona anong ba re antsha taolo ya gore go se ka thola go bolawa motho ke ena ka entshang yaanong bone ne ba tsa tsela e sele tsela e leng gore gampe kwana bangwe ba tshwere ko mo lepolle ga to go 5,000 to abeile majority of them can't even afford that kana ebile after that bana bo reporta ko police so na his methods I appreciated some of them but some of them ya ka tshwere ke ne ke leditse gore ona thokana le kgakololo le nna I mean I understand I'm not a lawyer but I come from a background dealing with social science, so it understands the politics, the legal element, and everything who move around. Ebe gongwe ke nna ke ma no me ga go dirwa nano ene ile ke morana abanthowa ne ke sa ratse gakolwa abanthoela ruri so ya no ha motho a go thoilalo to the point of ba hela go senya lina wena o neng wa o tsogale ene na kwa swere go dira gore the worst form of betrayal. So that is where Nale Moeladilotlhoko re leng teng ona personalize ntwa ya ga ndinae le modimo ke rela gore ha gore ke mo diretse phoso modimo le ene wa mpona what I did was the most justice ye Botswana ka etsa ebile ndinae his lucky in Botswana if it was where I come from, Dina could be rotting in jail. Mana go dirile ke bogodu hela jo botona. Je leng gore ke eletsa gore o ka se ka thola bodira. Cause ke ka mosala morago le molao ka mosala morago because go senyetsa batho ga se go mo go nte. Ga re ha ile gore ba tla ira business le nna ha ba tse le dira mekwalo motho a bone fair ya gago. He's a brilliant man eleng gore o ka dira le scheme ya la se leng gore generate money for him and for the investors, but it's in for him alone. So that's and ibile after here gape a kere ke ne ka dia le mothakolo wa cancer yone ngore o mona wa miriri ya
let us do you think that Moeladilotlhoko like is
yes, Moeladilotlhoko incite violence, he incite lawlessness, he incite even mob justice. Kore o dira gore batho ba lose confidence mo sepodising, o dira gore Batswana ba nyenyehatse molao wa Botswana ba ska ba o sela morago. Kana gampe ko ba gaetso ha ke ta ke re ngwana o nyeletse ko police today, mapodisi gantsi ga ba ka ke ba tsenya dibuti tsa bona on the ground until and unless after 48 hours has passed ke gona no dithomiso di ka tsimolola. Ene Moeladilotlhoko ba ta hela gore ha ke re Setlhomo nyeletse la ile gore Setlhomo gampe go ile ko girlfriending be le go bia re tsana gate morutisi mama be ra go tshuba go morutisi mama ga bate go te Nyame Merile ke go letsa bana le bana gore the investigation, there is an investigation channel or process that has to be followed in any democratic society. So eanong ene ha bate o bata be re bypass those things o bata gore be re mapodisi ba jale boraboko. Sometimes tota mapodisi they have no reason gore ba ka saeta le magodu tota mapodisi they have no reason to do that. They have every right gore ba investigate ebile ba rata thata gore ba bone Setlhomo a tshela yaanong ene o bata gore be go tswa the radical means. No, Botswana is a country of law and order. Ke sa re ke buela mapodisi, there are many cases that the police have failed ebile gona case tse leng gore mapodisi go ba ne ba nna le sabe mo go le son la motho ha gongwe le gore no go hula no be hela motho a hulwa ka phoso kana ile gore go ga teng ga go tlhaloganyesega. Me 90% of the time the police are trying to keep and maintain law and order. Anong ene Moeladilotlhoko o bata gore re gate ke mapodisi e le gore be nna ene le podisi ga go ka ga bereka jalo ba gaetso re na le mapodisi ba ile gore a ba tota.
I saw someone the other day like explaining him as a manipulator, like he manipulates the community into liking him so that he can push the agenda tsa gagwe tse dingwe. Like, what do you think of that? And
yes, Moeladilotlhoko o tshwana le baruti ba faya bontsi ba baruti ba faya ha ba ithela ke sa bereke tiro e pala moruti wa faya o khona go nthareta ka your last 100 pula o ta bona tiro kana tsa bojanjo o boje o ta bona tiro. Moeladilotlhoko ha ithela today ngwana ke a sa bolo nyelela ebe ke ta ke a ba camera hana aba mpotsa ke lela mo go ene. Moeladilotlhoko tsa that thing for popularity. Ebe nna o ka ro ene from here he go and use that leverage ka go sponsora ka bo ene go ikgodisa ka selelo sa Motswana aba brainwash nna ka re mapodisi ga ba dire tiro ka gore Motswana ene ta ba expecta mapodisi be ke lebeke kana tsiletse mapodisi ba tama ngwana a go ntse re tsoletse ka dithomiso ngwana a go re ntse re interview batho bana so ta ba
rabeisane le ene
le bo rabeisane le ene ta ba ta bo gape ebile kana it's very funny that he even call himself the most anointing. Motho elong gore gampe go ta ba re ke man of God o consulta dingaka tsa Setswana tse go le bone rabeisane nngwe case ya ko monepolle rabeisane na re some of the people that he consult no go ngwana wa tshela ngwana sa bolo go so some of the false prophecies that they gave bone bo mojadi go ya lo bo eng all those people hela are false prophets yalo so hela a dirisa Motswana gore a lose trust in the system be nna ka re ene ke lesedi of all the cases that Moeladilotlhoko investigated or claimed to support. How many of them were resolved? Nada. None of them. Ya tlotso batho ba ne ba tshwara kolo ba tsekwana ba bangwe ana tsa malene yo ning go twa melaelo yo santseng a seka ba bangwe ba ne ba utshuba kwana o na hela magotlotso a tswa mo go ene magotlotso a bona motho a nngwe a ntirisa nna ke batla go nna le peace of mind gore khanye sekwe ene ta ba tswalla ka ibile nna ga reisiwa di funds. Today he can't even tell you how much was raised for Toto. There are many funds that were raised by Batswana for some of these people who went missing. He can't even account to those. Gore mina raisa 2000 pula re na ra go tshidisa kwa 1.5 ya na le yana. So he take pride mo go diriseng Motswana le gore Batswana ba sa tlhaloganyeng the system a ba hella a tsa advantage ya bone a ba brainwash be nna ka re ke le sedi o tshwana le baruti ba fire he's quite manipulative so ya no be nna ka re ke ene le sedi la botshelo e se le sedi ba setse le hihimorago he can't help them ha motho a disappearile we need someone who can at least put a pressure on mapodising mme le gona a put pressure ka nnete right now male thoko taba Setlhomo ke ena itseng go motho a disappear ha ka ke a barara a reng go mapodising ke le rwale ke go ha mapodisi evidence ya gore ha ke re Setlhomo ke eng e be ke ba bolela mapodisi ke batla gore evidence ena le thothomise le mapodisi ena taba a dirisa social media to troll the law enforcement officials ena ka re ga ba di retiro mapodisi a rona that doing their best not to me given their resources that trying to resolve crime here setse marago ga se gore ba rata a gona motho ka tsogang phakela ka 7:30 a ba ona mo officing a togela bo Setlhomo ba senya kana ba bola batho a gona motho o bothalo ka iranyalo ya no nyene he gore taba itha di flaws tsa mapodisi gore okay they took time to investigate or arrest a be nna a capitalize mo go tsone a senya mapodisi lina a ile gore the credibility ya mapodisi a rona ha gota mo the missing persons ba se ba lose seriti ka nna re se tsano ile boraboko before the eyes of a layman so se tsa ba sentse dina batho ba modimo so ba tshelela hela gore ka gore ga Moeladilotlhoko o taba a na riana ha kere kana Batswana gape bo ga tuirile gampe go in one of the cases ko mona pole quite ke hetsa interesting one gone go to ga teng go bonwe ga tekana ga temateng a motho kana ga di karolo tsa motho ga tene di beilwe but ena fuela gona ga teng he failed to bring even one picture gore nya me plate ele ga to iroile I mean in this era ha go bona go te motho lo roile plate ana we would likely snap pictures nobody snapped a picture most of those things that he said are never accompanied by picture evidence or anything what abo kuri nna mo eleng gore ene he cast his net wide. Casting his net wide, it's quite a normal form of investigation. But to hella us nyama to maina. Gore gampe go ha le Setlhomo ke mmela lo ka gampe go one of moruting to a go ena ya history. Maybe o lo gore gata ga se ne gato o gakala thata le batho ba eleng gore bino go sebe go ena. Wa bona he cast his net wide. Abasa emipili a investigate gore ha ya go bua. Gongwe be re nna for. Go re bilo hella thaba bo bone boraboko pudi matseba mapodisi ha bantse kana mapodisi ba bere ka se phiri thata go re mapodisi ampe go gona tsana ba ra Setlhomo kana ntse ra go bata office e ba mpha file gore nya me ra Setlhomo kana re ntse re go batela molato a go tshwana le ona ene o phantsha ka bona go a isane le all facts e be le gore a gore batho ba le ha mapodisi ba ba investigate ko mapodisi ba investigate Moeladilotlhoko sa se bua ba investigate se ba se tshwereng le motho a teng gore a gore o berekisa mapodisi ka tiro o ba direla tiro bokete mapodisi wa dubaka mapodisi ba bereka thata ya ka rena le intelligence e bereka ka sephiri se se tona ha tshwana ba hantse ba gathera intel e be le gore somare nyako le bona nya B7 yele ke ene la go Setlhomo ile gore batho ba siana ba yalola mapodisi ba re nya mele o tsene hale to ba iketa ba bona okay Setlhomo o tsene hale go le ba ga o robala hale e ba nna ba dikologa e be re ganda ntse go betse ba tsena e ba ntsa ba sa se modumo ba tso ba tsamaya ka nna ba nkisa go diseleng nya ke modumo investigation ga bereka investigation ba ka spiri e bereka ka di informer e bereka ka eng go protecta le molao gore se ka re ke tsena kwa Setlhomare kana ditshwanelo tsa ka di gatekilwe o bata ditshwanelo tsa batho di gatakiwe o bata gore mapodisi ba eleng gore ba go hella ba sa itse tiro ba dira ha ba ka re etsa ka ene so he incite violence and some of these things hana kore he's a sort of we dirisa citizen journalism eleng gore ha yana di ethics mo teng molao ona le di ethics o tsa go tshwarwa ga motho le go thothomisiwa ga motho le go interviewa ga motho yalo go na le di right nkile ka eletsa gore o ka roka bana tse re sa short course nyana hela ile go boleng kunya bo 6 months bo 3 months a khone go appreciate le go bojisi a khone go appreciate some of these things gore mapodisi why ba dira yalo why media o ka seka kana Moeladilotlhoko sa go se bo thokomeleng gore o khone go tsa picture a ngwana under age ba phara ga bare ke ene ngwana go mo dirisitse bo thatswayo ga ba tshwana go dira jalo o sentse go protecta ngwana so we find ourselves le gore le motho eleng gore ene ga eletse go gola nna ne ke eleditse brand ba go boka gola especially kana how we la hele ka you should kana we ithuta some of these things we learn to appreciate them gore why mapodisi ba ka ska ba dira jana o understand gore mapodisi why ba dira jana why process a teng I understand gongwe le bone mapodisi ba rona gore today if you want to ya ka Moeladilotlhoko if you want to secure a meeting with the PR ya mapodisi are not so welcoming they would even say, okay, we invite you for a meeting. Re go tlhalose ka process ya rona. Not that we ra tlhaloganya gore re thusa go lwantsha bogodu. Ra a tlhaloganya process ya rona in place. Once you appreciate our process, you would know why. And I've written about many things that I wasn't happy about them. Some of them called me or just invited me. This is our process in place. It's not like we love what we did, but appreciate our process.
Yeah.
So if he was to understand the process, o ka bana appreciate gore sengwe le sengwe se na le tsamaiso.
Yeah.
Maybe la thusa gore dilo di resolve.
Quickly, like you said, some of the names that he called you ke Mohaladi. Kante was that?
Mohaladi hotwa motho kore go tratilo tshwana mo kwera sort of.
Mohaladi.
Sort of hotwa motho duleng ya go halala. Gantsi o sa teng a boela mo Botswana kana o dileng a tshaba ya kana ke bitso bo motshabi gongwe kana ke tshabile go kare ya kana o te ke tshabile nna ke itse gate ke tshaba mo Botswana ka ke le kwano mo ka mpolela ke tshaba mang ke tsaba nna ke tshabe ope le ha ke tsama I'm free, nobody harass me. So ene ba kare kana I'm desperate. I mean, right now if I'm to start looking for opportunities in Botswana, I'm likely to find them better than him and better than 99% of his people. Because I have skills, I have experience, I have expertise, I have exposure.
Yeah.
So that put me on a level of 10. Today ha gote nyane re bata motho o ta reng ha madirelong a hotel a ta nnanga ya ma dumedisa batho ba go lesa dibeke. I'm likely gore go ka consider nna than him kana le batho ba teng ha re ta ke a person hela ga tnya men ra Setlhomo kana re thusa re ha batho ba go loga ka di a ba thusa go losa dibeke kana o kana re thusa go nna ha ile gore social media content a nna re editela kana ya manager. So
yeah, like he calls you names like Mohaladi, Moloi, Gay, Raboko, Ngwana Raboko and all that. Would you ever forgive him?
Hey, Joy, I don't forgive him. Even some of my siblings, I struggle beyond my Moeladilotlhoko. I struggle to forgive. I don't know why. Especially that I feel like I have moved mountains for them. Even when I sleep, even when I breathe, I curse. That's the type of person that I am. I don't forgive. I don't believe in forgiveness. I believe that only the Lord forgives, but not for me. Nah. If I forgive a person, I believe more and my cases usually come to pass. My blessings usually come to pass. So when I get bless in a few months time, maybe we podcast ya go yana. Drink di remetse hana yana re receive ya ka ha yana le dijo. So my blessings yeah, so yeah.
But I think there's one guy that you've forgiven a couple of times is Motaso,
The reason why I forgive Motaso from the get-go, I loved Motaso.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely loved him like a brother. The manner in which he was raised, it wasn't as nice as we would have wanted it to be. It may not be the same as I, but nane ke feel gore nna le ene re experience botshelo. Gore ha ona motho experience yo eleng gore o ikisitse mo bojanyeng. It's him. He turned his life from something to something.
Yeah.
And now I'm inspired by such a person. So unfortunately ene ba tsela gore gongwe ke a mo hate. Ha ke mo hate. That's why gongwe ke ane ke mo gongwe ke feel gore ke ngwana. He's yet to learn many things. I wish him well in many things. That is why gongwe le malobana ne re bua something on the inbox.
Yeah.
And he think that, oh, I'm out to destroy the businesses. I'm out to do this. He has all these things that he filled his head with. Those are nonsensical.
Yeah, like I say, like you always forgive him.
That is why I have so much love for him. That is why I kgona mo itshwarela le ha ke la nthoga le ene dio tsena ke mo itshwarela thata because ke ne ke feel gore ha gona le motho o tsamaile mo dikgwethong yo eleng gore le gampe go nka motsa ke mo isa go primary gore o inspire ngwana primary gore hela mo botshelong o kgona go tswa hana o bo tshentsha botshelo ba go ke ene ke ne ke feel gore that is why it's the same love that I have for Vusi.
Yeah,
I love that young girl.
Yeah,
I have so much love for ko le ha ka nkutse bothoko I'm likely to forgive her again. That is why I'm always I understand his rage, I understand his pain, I understand his everything about him. Most people don't understand him. Now I understand him. I can sometimes be like, oh, yes. Like that's how I sympathize with him. The same way I sympathize with Oscar Bora teacher. I love that gentleman. I love him. So and he think I don't hate him.
But one thing with you for sure is that when it's war, huh?
Yes, when it's war, of course, I have to fight him.
Yeah.
Like recently, he brought the FX guru, we are scamming people and everything. Dude, that's not the truth.
Yeah. No, like, let us save that one to the very last. Why is it that, like, I've realized that everyone you, like, who picks a fight with you, kind of like, go and learn. Do like they always weaponize like the gay word against you? Do like we talked about it like on the last episode, and then like it went on and on and on. That guy was cancer at the Binimeg. I don't know if it was like the other day. I posted like using the gay word, and this and that. I mean, like most of the fights, like zone and let's on, like the gay word, like is like it's always there.
How's Fanana? We talk Omela.
Yes, sir.
How we talk Omela? What a tabo go ya canna. We lost a maga handkerchief is true ya canna. If you look on our beola. Mogobone. If you don't come on at, if you don't come on at the scala, come on at. Mogobone is a hoop. Na bunti abatho they have tried, my boy, to investigate me. Local paying, I've heard mama Arnaza Wakidi Nepeke Bato. Like most people have tried to investigate me. There's absolutely nothing that they can find on me. What how on to principle to the core. How can we thought this to 500 pula? I'm so fair and thorough. I'm an open book. Everyone knows how I was raised. But if there is anything about me, principle. So now in them failing to find something against me, actually this thing was spread by Indina Shinjeta. Him failing to find that is why I deny.
I missed that.
I mean, look at Indina.
Yeah.
Look at Indina.
Even if you were gay,
even if I was gay, so them being clean, na ha go thapiwa kore today ga ke a thapa me ha go thapiwa ke a thapa kore ke motho e leng gore ke rata letsela so yaanong be nna sone se khupi sa gore nya motho ka gare khono bona em they try to weaponize that against me. But now you know what I like about them calling me gay. It has given me allies. Like most Batswana men, Baba ngwe ki gay as we speak. Malatsia gay. Legalized to Botswana.
Like
Baba ngwe the bisexual. So now they have given me community long I appreciate is that sexual orientation. As long as I was some pata marato, I can matata le bone. La bakampata. Kavala na haki wa mopato alo. Haki yo. So can I let milk it selana? Ibile ke sela tata le bone. Ibile ke motoki tatelam bone. Ke motuli, you know, le gook.
Le trips. Le rank.
Yeah. So
le maupatos.
Le maufit. So ya no. So that is why haba talka seba ka sibuang kana ba ya gone mo ha ke ra go ka gatonya Setlhomo mo setha Setlhomo ga ruta kana ke le thela thuto kana ke le godu kana ke eng so they don't have anything against me.
Yeah, quickly like we're running out of time. One thing that I would like to give you props on like is for exposing the cancer scam. You know, I remember how how that came out. Before, like everyone was sympathetic towards him, you know. Like I remember that I was very sympathetic, and then like like you took a stand even though like you were attacked kontleng, and then like you pushed very hard or like expose. And now like I can see that like he's trying to pick a fight with you hella lately. Like I don't know like what's going on with him and all that.
Well, most people that I have exposed, or when I write a man, even if it's a good thing, that man is likely to rise. I wrote twice about Henyana. He rose. I've written about many people. When I write about someone passionately, they're likely to be what I want them to be. My pen can curse and can bless. So once I write that person would never recover. So that is why he failed to recover from that. He failed to defend himself. That is why now what is left of him is the rage, is anger, is denial. So so he would heal. So he's trying to pick, but now people have forgotten about him. Right now, his source of revenue or source of income it's anger.
Like we have to rush. Let us talk about your Stapora and your perfume business. I can see that like your Stapora is becoming your like part of your identity now, or your fashion sense and all that. Like you have a perfumery.
Yes, Setlhomo. Yes, I'm launching the perfumery with Setlhomo, and I hope by December or January, I'll donate something for you, Luena.
Most def.
It's now part of my brand. I intend to launch very soon. In future, I intend to have a gentleman's store. Just a gentleman's store. Gentleman's store. South Africa gentleman's store. So I want to create something about fashion. I want to change how people appreciate scents and everything.
But let's hope it's about to gay. Most definitely. Lastly, FX Guru, like you're one of the people who were vouching for him. The other time Motaso emphasized like he kept on mentioning you, taking both of you guys. I couldn't like pusher.
Yes.
So like what is your stand and take on FX Guru?
FX Guru is just like me. It's like any person. He's just a brand ambassador of TBFX Live. He's just a promoter. So TBFX Live is here to change lives. TBFX Live has done many things. In Adonitela, 2 guys cars, and many people. So it's just an academy. So Motaso and others by the Forex, Baba Hitela Hela Hore, whether price is steep, and they're running, not to me, it's a proper academy. I have so therefore, that thing is one of the most amazing academy in Botswana. And I've spoken to the guys there that are very, very professional. They are very ethical. So matata temba zwana haretsa and re-enrolla. Hareba terms and conditions. But while bana lady lesson di course like a charabo for yewe tsa nyeng when di live session yeng wa di live session. So motho ta ba tsa esna live session abe nna yone se khupi abe motho gape ba tswana ga ba rate go ithuta ba tswana ba rata mo go teng account management go nela 500 pula o manager la bo nela 5000 pula kana 1000 pula after that ha go tsena sekolo motswana ga ba tibila go tsena sekolo se proper sa TBFX Live motswana ga ba o bata mo go sendelwang ga 60 minutes a bo nna gone. So that's why nna se khupisa gore ena ha nna ke ntse ke promoter ene Forex Guru e be nna gore because I have the right clientele for FX Guru. Most people who follow me have gone to the university. Some of them have money. That is why they're able to buy my perfumes and I express them to buy. So that is why now le gape gore ga ke se ke tsetse upa motswana ibile anga kara little FX Guru I would stop him if he was to do, but unfortunately he doesn't do that. So no be nna sone se khopisa gore ke supporta motho eleng gore o emela nnete le gape gore a kere nna all along ntse go ke senya di business tsa Batswana. Now that I've always stood for the right things, ha ke mo supporta ga tunya gore Setlhomo o simonse o jela batho madi. That is why there is that war, but he's doing quite an amazing job, and Nahela, I would always support him.
By the time that this episode drops, All out of the country, ne? Yeah, like you like flying out, obviously. So I wonder, are you going to use Air Botswana from here to to Joburg? Or what?
Right now, I'm not really sure. By the time I'm about to fly in the next few hours, or in a few days, or get away haya go tswana taba se ke ho hile ke sa tole ke le mo Botswana. Ha ke itse tota gore ke ya tabo ne ke eleditse go renta Avis gore be ke ya South Africa ke kgwetse. So I think in the next few hours ne ke eletsa go decide.
Yeah, so like driving is better than Air Botswana. Like
the manner in which ba ne ba nkutse bothoko ka teng e ba dina ya be bangwe ba nthoga ka di fake accounts gona ga nkutsa bothoko because what I said was the truth. Much as they had their own version of the truth, is that it shouldn't have escalated to that point. So yeah, it made me le gape mo so that I'll be connecting. I have lost it. You know, when you have lost the trust, would they? But I really love to support them. Hopefully, maybe I'll change my mind and I'll fly with them. And if I fly with them, I'll fly with them again. Yeah.
So like you were hell bent on exposing like the poor service and all that, you know, like or even print T-shirts and all that.
Yes.
So like like yes, like you still met
I think after I met them, even though we didn't agree on 2 things, it made me change my mind about that stance on them.
Yeah.
It is the people who more like, had you raised their complaint, unfortunately, had you persisted or complaint to reach up, the matter has escalated to the point. So I think I also overreacting based on some of the employees, low-level employees. The issue is a hell, and that's why I cool down after meeting the management.
Yeah. Setlhomo, you have a very clean brand. You have a very I like the fact that like you are very much like you are robust, and like you are unapologetic about your character and how you are, stuff like that. Like that's one thing that I like about those are some of the things that I like about you. But one thing that I appreciate about you, like, is this thing of like when now we expose like the fraudulent activities here and there. So big ups on that, my guy.
Thank you so much.
You know, I believe that when I like that, I appreciate you very much for that. You know, you can say something to them there one last time.
Nna ke itumela la gore Batswana hantse le ipabaletse ke itumela la gore Batswana hantse le rata ba bangwe ke itumela hela gore Batswana ke le hatsela kagiso ke letsa gore le ta tswalla le hatsela kagiso le supporta ba bangwe le gakolla ba bangwe re gola re le tshaba ra ga Botswana ibile ke rata ha Batswana le kaeletsa ha ile gore le bona di opportunity ko kae explore those opportunities. Now I would always stand for the right things. How on a lesson was a fraud, Motswana, I would always investigate it. I would always try and stop it. I would always do that for the love of my country. I would always stand for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Setlhomo Raymond Tshwanelang. Yo guys, as you know, fella is nominated for the best producer of the year on the Bomus, ne? Yeah, kindly do so very much and then vote for him. Remember to send BP02 to 17272. Yeah, to send BP02 to 17272. Let us vote for fella, guys. Like, let us take it home. Setlhomo, are you sure that we're done?
Yeah, we are done, my guy.
Yeah. You know, thank you so much for pulling through, man. This place is called CycadPalm. I believe that you've been here like a couple of times before.
Yes.
Yeah, and like, you love the place and
the meal and the houses are there. Yes, it's a
Stacy,
I think I need to do a date here soon. It's one of the best places to tell. Block 8, even the pool is nice, even the vibe. Hopefully, Stacy na going to get time with this one. Huge fan of it.
So like, if you get to bump into her, maybe like in the UK or something.
Oh, it's just a hug. You like seeing Mona Lisa. See my crush.
Yeah, guys. This episode is brought to you by Kanako. There's this store. It's called Kanako. Yeah, Kanako. It's an online store. You know, yeah, like it deals with equipment, industrial and commercial equipment. You know, like how about butchery, bakery, or whatsoever. Like you talk to them and then like they buy them for you, and then like you buy your own.
Wow, more than body solar panel for farms. They can
agriculture equipment and all that.
Wow. Because now I'm into farming, so I'll check them out.
Exactly. Laubula shop or you know, perfumery with Setlhomo and all that. Like if you need like the, you know, shelving, the point of sale, stuff like that.
That's quite an amazing.
You know, Kanako is out there. Like you talk to them. Can you please do me a favor, Setlhomo? Lastly, I need you to do this for me quickly. Go start na go chain. That guy over there, like, is called Fella.
Fella.
Yeah, Fella. Yeah, like our sound engineer. Like he won the best producer of the year award. Like Koyama.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Yamas. So yeah, like he's nominated for the Bomus as well.
Oh wow.
You know, yeah. Can you kindly like talk to your people and then advise them to vote for Fella? Yeah. You know.
Unlock your phone there for me.
Hey, phone is gonna look for me.
Guys, I hope later the producer here, Fella, I'm told he has been doing quite an amazing. So and please do vote for him. Do send BP02 to 17272. The number again is BP, as in B for Bravo, P for Peter, then 02. Uta wasandala kwa numbering helaya 17272. Please do vote for him as many times as you can.
Dango, 113,000 followers on Facebook, and Perfumey with Setlhomo has 15,000 followers.
By the end of the year, we're gonna have 20,000 followers on Perfumey. I like expect by mid next year I would have reached about 300 and 400 sales.
Yeah, definitely.
I should have hit a $250,000 in my account or $500,000.
Yeah.
And the highest one me
yeah, definitely.
More sales to like it a hella no le naga thokile khorna kongwe ke ta ha ke ta ke apere ke di beile ke nna tse test I.
Yeah. One time. Are we out, Chief Ghost? Like, are you done? Talking to the people? Yeah, and this is how we, to the overviewers, remember that we ride together and we definitely die together, guys. And this is how we sound out, baby. With a vrrr! We are.
From the capital, this station is now the ultimate power in the universe.